Hey everyone, Kyle Walker here. If you love cars, fixing things, or just want to understand your vehicle better, you're in the right place. I share hands-on tips, smart driving advice, and straight-up car talk without the fluff. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and stick around till the end. You don't want to miss what's coming up. Let's get
Although
into
jacks are mainly used when replacing wheels on a vehicle, their functionality is not limited there. There are a number of tasks that allow you to solve or partially simplify lifting devices. Every car owner who independently maintains his car, changing consumables, changing from summer to winter tires, or doing other manipulations, needs a reliable assistant in the garage. Do not rush with the purchase, since the choice of jacks has its own nuances and peculiarities. There are several basic characteristics that experts consider the main for the correct selection of equipment. Therefore, it is not superfluous to understand what jack is better to buy for a passenger car. And for this purpose, it will be necessary to study their varieties and main characteristics. We will also give examples of really high quality and reliable jacks, which will somewhat simplify the choice of a suitable model, specifically for your car and needs. Selection criteria. Experienced motorists and specialists in the field of car repair advise to always have a good jack on hand. It will allow you to quickly raise the vehicle and securely fix it at the required height. Next, you can change the wheels, work with the suspension, or other repair and maintenance work that requires lifting the car. But it is difficult to say unequivocally what kind of jack to choose. There is a huge number of manufacturers and models. Also, jacks are classified by design features and type of drive, which makes the selection process even more complicated. To simplify the task, the best solution is to take into account the basic technical characteristics with an eye on the requirements of a particular car. Therefore, the correct selection is based on the choice of the jack by load capacity, lifting height, drive type, jacking height. These are the most important characteristics of any jack. If you understand them and the main differences, you will have fewer questions about buying the right model. Load capacity. Every motorist should initially start from the load capacity of his future jack. This is the first thing to pay attention to. Do not forget, because the main task of such a device as a jack is to lift heavy equipment. Thanks to this, we manage to lift the machine above the ground and fix it. If the jack cannot withstand the load, it immediately breaks and the car falls. After all, the equipment was originally selected in such a way that it does not meet the requirements regarding the weight of the vehicle. It does not matter what kind of drive, what color the equipment is, or who the manufacturer is. When selecting the load capacity, you should not only rely on the weight of the empty vehicle. Be sure to add a few hundred kilograms to the initial weight as a margin of error for a loaded trunk or other additional loads. The main problem of insufficient load capacity is not at all a failure of the jack itself. Once the car has been raised to a certain height, it will collapse. And God forbid that someone will be able to get under the car in time to start repair work. Based on average statistical data, most cars weigh about 1.2 to 2 tons. For their lifting is quite enough capabilities of the jack of the rhombic type with a load capacity of 1.5 to 2.5 tons. Overpaying for a higher load capacity also makes no sense, because you will not fully utilize the capabilities of the device. And the higher the load capacity, the more expensive the unit. Specialists advise to always buy jacks, the load capacity of which has at least a small reserve. And it is better if this reserve will provide full confidence in the ability to lift the car under any circumstances. Therefore, when buying a device for your 1.5-ton car, the optimal load capacity will be 2 to 2.5 tons. But there is one other thing to consider. Every car has a certain curb weight, which is distributed evenly on all four wheels. Lifting the car from one side with the same rhombic jack, a load of 1.5 tons will not affect the device. Therefore, it is not necessary to use a model with a lifting characteristic of 2 to 2.5 tons. Because of this, those motorists who work with the car in garage conditions often use 1.5-ton jacks for lifting 2-ton cars. At the same time, there is another category of jacks that allow you to lift the entire car at once. And then the device is already affected by the full load of the car. Here, with 2 tons of weight of the car to do with a 1.5-ton jack will not work. It is necessary to take a device with a load capacity of at least 2.3 tons. Since we are talking about using the jack in a garage, you are unlikely to have to lift the car completely. And for partial lifting of an average passenger car, it will be enough to get equipment with a load capacity of 1 to 1.5 tons. This is provided that you have a sedan, minivan, or a medium-sized crossover. For off-roaders will require already more powerful apparatus. Lift when choosing a jack. You should not forget about such a characteristic as lifting height. This is an indicator of the maximum height to which the device is able to lift the car. If we are talking about a simple procedure for replacing a wheel, then a lift of 20 to 30 centimeters will be optimal. But when you need to change the steering rack, you will have to lift the car at least 30 to 40 centimeters, with the possibility of bringing this figure to 50 centimeters. Some motorists have to use jacks in extreme conditions. This may apply to off-road vehicles that are stuck off-road and now have to independently get out of the mud or snow captivity. Here you will definitely need a solid lift height of more than 50 to 60 centimeters. Regarding off-road vehicles that are operated in really off-road conditions, the optimal choice will be a rack and pinion jack. It has the most impressive characteristic of lifting height, and therefore such a unit will be able to help in the most difficult situations. Grip. When choosing a jack for the lifting height, you should not forget about such an indicator as the grip height. This characteristic means from which point relative to the ground surface the device can start the lifting process. This is not to say that this is a key parameter, but in the case of sports cars and low-slung vehicles, it can be decisive. Not all models of lifting devices have a low enough pickup height. For modern passenger cars, it is recommended to choose units with a starting height of 60 to 90 millimeters. After all, on many cars the ground clearance may not exceed 100 millimeters. And if the jack lifts only from 110 millimeters, it will not be able to pick up such a car. Drive. Choosing a device for lifting your car, pay attention to the type of drive used in the design. It can be mechanical, hydraulic, pneumatic. Each of them has its own features, strengths, and weaknesses. Do not rush to spend money on the most efficient, and therefore the most expensive devices. The drive will not be a key factor in the selection of a jack for garage maintenance of a passenger car. Mechanical drive. The most relevant jacks with this type of drive are the rhombic jacks. They lift the machine by rotating the center screw. The force is transferred to it from the handle. Mechanical lifting devices are the cheapest. Most car manufacturers include such a jack in the basic equipment, and therefore it is often not even necessary to separately purchase equipment. Hydraulic drive. Here also on the jacks there are handles, but lifting is not due to the rotation of the screw. Here they use a hydraulic mechanism that can significantly reduce the load on a person when lifting. It is not necessary to apply a lot of effort. By pumping the jack handle, the pressure of the liquid is created. It is it that raises the piston and lifts the car. Most motorists choose hydraulic models, as they have an average price but high efficiency. Pneumatic drive. To lift the car, this uses compressed air. The jacks have a special chamber with air inside. By increasing the pressure, the chamber begins to act on the mechanism and lift the car. As a source of compressed air, pneumatic networks, cylinders, and exhaust systems are used. When working with such a device, the driver does not need to make any effort. It is enough to connect the device to a source of compressed air and pump the camera. Such devices are able to lift the car as quickly as possible, which is superior to all other competitors. Read also. Choosing daytime running lights for the car, it's worth noting that mechanical and hydraulic jacks are optimally suited for use in garage conditions. Plus, they can easily cope with the tasks at hand while in extreme conditions. With pneumatic, everything is a little more complicated. They won't always be able to be used outside of the garage. Plus, they are usually massive and heavy. They are mainly used in car repair shops and service stations. They are very rarely used as a garage jack. Role of the manufacturer. There is an opinion that for confident operation it is necessary to buy only products of a proven manufacturer. And this statement is true. Buying a jack from a proven company, you can be sure that the stated characteristics are fully consistent with reality. Every company that wants to save face and its image necessarily tests its equipment. Therefore, when the instructions indicate a load capacity of 2 tons, it will really be the declared 2 tons. The quality of the materials used and the fit of the parts also play a major role. When everything is made of good metal and competently assembled, no problems and complications in the process of using the tool will definitely not occur. Often branded devices do not rust, are characterized by smooth running, the metal is not deformed. What cannot be said about the equipment from unknown brands? Often they are the first to fail, not having had time to work even the warranty period. Trying to repair such tools is not recommended, as the consequences will be very unpredictable. Rating. Now let's consider the best car jacks in different categories. In addition to the type of drive, these devices are usually divided by design features. Therefore, the entire variety of jacks is divided into jacking, rack and pinion, screw, hydraulic, bottle jacks, inflatable, rhombic, electric, double rod, etc. Here are some of the best jacks at this moment in different categories. They are the recognized leaders. But this rating does not limit you in your choice, since there is a huge range of alternative models that are not inferior to the leaders of the top. Rolling, no one should have problems with how to choose the right jack. Currently, the ranking of jacks is headed by the hydraulic Model Master 51028 manufactured by Matrix. The device is easy to use, compact in size, and easy to store in the included case. Excellent solution for working on passenger cars. The lever is long enough, so you don't have to make any effort. A rigid frame is used, which ensures confident operation under any load, including maximum loads. The design includes a special valve that prevents possible overloading. Practice shows that Master 51028 is equally well suited for garage use and as a workshop equipment. The load capacity is 2 tons, although the weight of the construction itself is slightly less than 13 kilograms. Lifts up to 38.5 centimeters from a height of 13.5 centimeters. Although the brand is German, but the assembly is carried out in the Middle Kingdom. The device has a number of advantages, but it is quite expensive. Plus, users advise not to use a jack without first installing a stand under the sills. Hydraulic, you can make a whole rating of the best bottle hydraulic jacks. After all, such devices are in high demand and well-deserved popularity among motorists. Everyone decides for himself which hydraulic jack to choose. It should be based on the operating conditions and the requirements of the vehicle itself. Although bottle jacks are usually considered favorites among hydraulic devices, this rating is headed by the jacking type. Leadership belongs to the Model Hobby line jack produced by the domestic company Sorokin. This is a device with excellent load capacity. The disadvantage of bottle devices is the fact that it is extremely important to transport them only in a vertical position. Therefore, as a road jack, it is unlikely to be called convenient and practical. Compact jacking models are better in this component. The presented model is suitable for garage and camping use, plus it will become an indispensable tool in a professional car repair shop. Jack quickly raises the machine to the required height, can work with machines of different weights. The advantages include compact dimensions, reliable mechanism, and decent technical characteristics. However, it is important to realize that this jack is not suitable for holding the machine for a long period of time. Therefore, additional shoes and supports for fixation will be required. Do not forget to use rubber pads, which must be put on the heel of the lifting device before lifting. The leader of the rating, manufactured by Sorokin, has a lifting capacity of 3 tons, with a pickup height and a lifting height of 14 and 43 centimeters, respectively. The construction weighs about 19 kilograms. Rack and pinion. Now concerning the rack and pinion jack. Here many rightly call the Model HL604 produced by High Lift Jack the best in its category. In such devices, the movement of the pickup is carried out in the vertical direction. The model is characterized by increased load capacity, because of which it will be a great assistant for off-roaders and fans of driving in extreme off-road conditions. Quite often HL604 performs the functions of a winch, shifting, lifting, and pushing a stuck vehicle. Cast iron was used in the production of the device, and some additional components are made of steel. A mechanical type of drive is used here. The jack perfectly copes with the task of lifting and holding the car when it is necessary to change a wheel or carry out repair and maintenance work. With the help of additional equipment, the car jack becomes a universal multifunctional device that will be useful not only in the garage, but also in everyday life. The model has a pulling force of 2.3 tons and can support a load of 2.11 tons. Lifts at a height of 11.4 to 122.4 centimeters. The construction weighs about 13.5 kilograms. Screw quite often in the operation, maintenance and repair of passenger cars, screw jacks are used, where lifting is carried out due to the rotation of the screw. In this rating, specialists and ordinary car enthusiasts singled out the Model T10202 produced by Big Red. This is a rhombic device of the screw type, presented in the form of a quadrilateral. The size of the angles is changed with the help of clamps. By extending, the quadrilateral can lower and raise the load to a certain height. The device is extremely simple, inexpensive, and compact. Therefore, there are some limitations in terms of the maximum weight of the vehicle to be lifted. Plus, you have to make an effort to move the car in the first centimeters. Then the process goes noticeably easier. Read also, why you should buy Cantra car seat covers. T10202 will be a great solution for garage applications. But we are not talking about any professional use. Quality and durable materials are used in manufacturing. There are no claims to the strength of the metal. The device has a lifting capacity of 2 tons. It picks up the load at a height of 90 millimeters and can lift it up to a maximum of 380 millimeters. The undeniable advantage is its compact size and low weight of just under 3 kilograms. It is perfect as a travel jack, which will not take up much space in the luggage compartment, but will help you in the most necessary moment. Bottle-to-bottle category has its actual leader. It turned out to be the Model DG08 from the company Autoprofi. Specialists and ordinary motorists recognize that this device has a number of objective advantages that allow you to call the device one of the best in its segment. The name of bottle jacks is explained by the shape, which really resembles a bottle. The presented model is a hydraulic jack, capable of quickly and easily lifting different loads, including cars. If you fold the mechanism, it will easily fit in the trunk or somewhere on a shelf in the garage. But many do not recommend transporting bottle devices in the car because they should necessarily be fixed in an upright position. The model is equipped with a relief valve that allows an overload of 25% of the rated values. If the load is exceeded, the valve will simply prevent the mechanism from operating. This is the lifting mechanism. The DG08 does not have a long hold function. It is recommended to use it only on a flat surface. The maximum lifting capacity is an impressive 8 tons. It picks up only from 200 millimeters and lifts up to a height of 405 millimeters. The structure itself weighs 12.5 kilograms. Inflatable. The company JP Mate offers an interesting solution in the form of an inflatable jack, which is called Air Jack. The device is designed to lift cars and other loads weighing up to 4 tons. It is well suited for use in extreme conditions, so the main audience are hunters, fishermen, and fans of driving on rail off-road. The device is compact and easily fits into a small bag during transportation. Functionality depends little on the flatness of the surface. That is, it can equally effectively perform its tasks in the snow, in the mud, and on the asphalt. The device is a cushion that can be placed under any part of the machine. The air supply then inflates the cushion, thereby lifting the load. Even the exhaust pipe of the vehicle itself can be used as a source of air. Among all inflatable jacks, Air Jack is called the most reliable. This is explained by a competent approach to construction and the use of high-quality materials. With a load capacity of 4 tons, the device is able to start lifting from 75 millimeters and raise the car to 665 millimeters. The structure itself weighs no more than 5 kilograms. When fully equipped, the cushion lifts, but cannot hold the weight for a long time. Rhombic. One of the best rhombic jacks is fairly considered the Alka Rum model. The device is simple, compact, but it is characterized by a high degree of reliability and decent technical characteristics. The design consists of several levers, which are hinged together to form a rhombus shape. Special teeth are responsible for maintaining a stable position. The toothed joints are needed to hold the load to be lifted. The rhombus is designed for 2 tons of lifting capacity and has a mechanical drive type. The design is classic and therefore extremely easy to use. The model is well suited for use with passenger cars, which have a fairly low ground clearance. The lift starts at a height of 120 millimeters and can be raised up to 418 millimeters. When using the rhombus, additional supports are required to hold the vehicle. Low grip. If you need a jack capable of lifting from a minimum height, Then pay attention to the Model DA5P120K. It is a special design for working with heavy structures. At the same time, the jack is equally suitable for car maintenance and a number of other domestic and professional tasks with loads. It has grips for lifting various objects from a minimum height. The grips are grooved to prevent slipping. The jack is equipped with a hydraulic drive. The pump is built in and can work independently. Load capacity, depending on the method of application, is 2.5 to 5 tons. It picks up from a height of 19 millimeters, and the stroke of the rod reaches 120 millimeters. Double rod to work with large SUVs and commercial vehicles. It is recommended to use double rod devices. A bright representative of this category is the Jack 2T-Bot line produced by Sorokin, an excellent choice for working with vehicles and for rigging operations. The design is simple and robust, which offers a number of objective advantages. The device is only suitable for lifting, as there is no long-term fixation function. The equipment cannot be used as a sole restraining device. The hydraulic drive type is used. It provides a lifting capacity of up to 2 tons. It lifts machines from a height of 178 millimeters and up to 420 millimeters. The rod has a stroke of 190 millimeters, and the whole construction weighs only 3 kilograms. Electrically driven for a car, you can also use an electric jack. This is not the most optimal choice in terms of versatility and functionality, but sometimes becomes an excellent solution. A striking example of a quality electric jack is considered Katun 701. This is a rhombic type of device, which is supplemented with an electric drive. The main mass of the equipment falls on the electric motor. Through the gear transmission, the raising and lowering of the vehicle is carried out. It is noted quality manufacturing with the use of reliable and durable materials. The jack is complemented by a supporting lower platform. A rubber cushion is attached to the upper support element. The support itself is made of steel, which provides excellent strength. The load capacity here is 2 tons. It operates on 12 V DC voltage. Katun 701 lifts the load to a height of 430 millimeters. It can be connected to the cigarette lighter. An important advantage of the domestic electric jack is the ability to maintain performance in a wide temperature range from 20 to plus 40 degrees Celsius. On which particular jack to stop his choice, each motorist must decide for himself. Here you need a multilateral approach to solving this problem, because for different works you need the appropriate type of lifting device. Some are perfect for garage use, but it will be a problem to carry them with you in the car all the time. Others, on the contrary, are created for storage in the trunk and the ability to use the jack at any time. But you cannot count on any increased functionality, because travel jacks are usually compact and have a small load capacity. Carefully study all the characteristics and analyze the market offers. It is recommended to contact trusted manufacturers so that the declared parameters correspond to reality. This will avoid a number of troubles and sudden breakdowns caused by overloading the lifting device. In conclusion, selecting the right car jack is essential for ensuring safety and efficiency during your vehicle maintenance tasks. Remember to consider factors such as weight capacity, type of jack, and ease of use. By taking the time to assess your specific needs and preferences, you can make an informed decision that will serve you well for years to come. Thank you for watching, and drive safely.